I'm Selam. I'm 20. I'm about to be 21 in a couple months, which means legal drinking. Um, or just like being able, just the option. I just like the option. But anyways,
Yeah.
I like to read, and that's it. I like to read and I like to dream and just think a lot and just stay up here.
Yeah.
When I'm bored, I like going to coffee shops and just looking at people and like trying to figure out what their job is and
People watching.
Yeah.
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 Big time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I spend a lot of my time thinking about. That's why I like novels.
Do you have any favorite novels that come to mind, or ones that you read recently that you really like?
The Color of Water is my favorite. I don't know if it's my actual favorite, but it's really good. I think it's like it has everything that I want in a novel. It's about this black kid, and his mom's Jewish and she was raised traditionally Jewish, and he just is retelling, and he has he has 12 siblings, which is something that hits hard.
Sure.
And it just navigates how his mother raised 12 black children, Jewish mother raised 12 black children in New York and like during like the 50s, I think, or the 60s. So, but it's good stuff.
That sounds
It's good
incredible.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned 12 siblings. I think there's a reason why that's significant. Can you tell me about your family situation growing up?
It was, I had 12 siblings. I'm the youngest of 12. I was adopted from Ethiopia. Me and my other brother were Windosin. I know so many people who have like a lot of siblings, and we all agree that there's just not enough time for two people to have that much attention. For 12 people, that's just not adequate care and love. And I think that like on top of that, I got a really shit deal. Like it was like, I guess like had these people been noble, I could at least commend them for trying, but they were not at all. And they were just not nice and awful and mean, and they need some TLC.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with them. But yeah, I don't know. It was an uncomfortable childhood. I didn't really, I don't know. I didn't get talked too much. You imagine that like if you're in a big house, there's like a lot of yapping, but I was the youngest. And I think like recently I got into childcare, or like more in depth into childcare. Last summer I did like this kindergarten thing, and this really like took me back to my childhood. And every time I noticed that like every time these kids fell, they would just like scream for their mom, and I would think like they know their mom's nowhere to be found. Why are they screaming for her right now? And I just realized that's just like that's just a normal thing. And when I was younger, when I hurt myself, I was like, dang, I didn't scream for my mom. I just screamed. And I think that like, I don't know, I think I realized how hurt I was the older I get.
Yeah.
I think it was neglect. I think neglect was my biggest thing, because like the first conversation I ever remembered having with my adopted mother, was when I was 15. And like, that's just it. Like, that's messed up. Like, I can't like, that's why I feel so uncomfortable. Parents are supposed to like establish how you like interact with other people. So like, I don't know, talking about emotional things or just conversing in general, I just didn't have a good entry into that. Nobody taught me well. I remember one time I was in our living room, and I was just walking. I was like 5 or 6. And I was just walking around the living room, minding my own business like a little 5 or 6-year-old does. And she was just chilling on the couch playing like Bejeweled or something. I hated I still to this day, I hate the sounds of the diamonds clashing. I hate that shit. It's a little comforting because like whenever I heard that, I knew that she was sitting down for a good couple minutes. So like, I just hate the fact that when I hear that, I feel comforted. I'm like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like just like little things like that. But I was walking around in the living room, and she just was like, get out of here. I can't look at you right now. And I was like, what the like I was like 5 or 6, and I was just like, I didn't think, I didn't think like, you crazy woman. I was like, oh okay. Like
You thought like I must be bad.
and
yeah.
like that's just like those little things like that those were the conversations that I had with her.
Yeah.
They were not even conversations. They were just her telling me something. I hate the story of how, like, I hate this story. Every birthday for 18 years, I heard the story of, like, why she chose me specifically. So her and my brother, Brian, love him to death.
Love him. Shout out Brian. Love you, bro.
Big shout out. But her and my brother, they went to Ethiopia and they went to the orphanage to come get me. And the nun, apparently I was staring at her, or my adopted mother, a lot. And I guess one of the nuns was like, oh, she knows who her mother is. And then the next day she came back and I was still staring at her. I don't know why I was staring at her, man. I remember thinking as a kid, I'm like, why couldn't I just close my damn eyes?
Oh.
Like, where we grew up, she's well known politically, and a lot, especially in like the pro-life community. A lot of times people ask her to like speak at different occasions, and she gets interviewed, and her interviews get recorded, and those things get put on the internet, and I get to see them without her knowing.
Yeah.
So I watched one of these interviews. Actually, I think she did know about this, but I watched one of her speaks or her talks about the pro-life community and her view on like teenage marriage, especially in the Black community. And she lied. She told these people that, like, she had a talk with us. Like, the talk.
Yeah.
With us at age 12. This lady, that was, like, I remember when I watched that, I felt, like, a little comforted because I was like, okay, she is the evil one. It's not me. Like, she's the one who's lying about how she cares for us in front of all of these people. Like, she's obviously doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And, like, when I saw that, I felt like it was like a fresh air. It was like, because I was so confused, because like in her eyes, and like because she also was my first taste of religion, and like religious abuse is that's just so wrong, and that could like fuck somebody up beyond anything. And I thought that her way was the highway. So like obviously everything she said was like straight from God. And the fact that, like, she could lie, I was like, whew. Like, I was like, it just, like, because she painted herself so well in my adolescent eyes. She painted herself so well as this, like, totally virtuous, like, second Jesus is next coming. Like, she's she, like, that's what she was. Nobody could tell her. She had a straight, hot, red line to God. Like, nobody could tell her anything about anything, and she would tell you if you were wrong.
Sounds like she was kind of a little cult leader of her family.
A little bit. That's exactly what it was like.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what it was like. Like, the things that she would say, like, anything that happens in this house stays in this house, like, why? Like, what's happening? We should just be eating, sleeping. Like, why can't I tell people that's what should be happening in the house? What the fuck is, like... But anyways.
Yeah.
The first church I remembered was this church called, like, Metro something.
Metro, really?
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
That's fascinating.
I know, isn't it?
Okay.
Because I remember whenever Brian met Tiffany and he told me his name of the church, I was like...
That's weird.
Yeah, but I honestly don't have negative experiences with churches. Like, I just, like, just because how I view churches is, like, a bunch of people trying to strive for their version of perfection, and obviously some fuck shit's gonna happen. So, like, I have an understanding. I don't have, like, I'm not hurt from the trauma. Like, there have been things that have hurt me that have happened inside of those four walls, but there's been things that hurt me inside of other four walls.
Oh. And
I tend not to, like, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have negative experiences with churches. There was some weird shit that I experienced. Don't get me wrong. Like, weird stuff that I don't agree with, and I'm like, that's iffy, and I had weird friendships and weird stories, and, like, the church camps were weird. Not weird, but, like, they were, they were, what's that one thing you told me about that, what was, It was about this one church.
Like the Jesus camp shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That exactly. That's just exactly what I went through. And honestly, like, it wasn't even that bad. Just because, like, it was traumatized. If I didn't have so much more trauma, I'm sure that would have affected me a little more. But I'm like...
Did church feel safe compared to your home life?
Yeah, it did. Like, I guess that's why, like, I went... My personal safe havens were the library and church. And I still feel safe whenever I go in those places.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even... I hesitate to even tell people that I'm a Christian just because I don't want to be, like, what they think that I am.
Yeah.
Because it's fucked up.
Sure.
Like, all I am, I just, like, growing up, when I was 7, my oldest brother, Brian, shout out again, he just told me about Jesus and what he was and what he does. And, like, I was like, wow. And then he encouraged me to read the Bible, and I did. I spent a lot of time in the New Testament, and I just like, and I, like... As I live to this day, different scenarios will pop up, and I'll have, like, different parables or different, like, little, like, different things that just I think about and that relate to that scenario, and it just helps me. And there are different verses that I think are beautiful. The Bible I think it's a beautiful thing. It can be. It has some pretty disgusting, ugly shit.
But
like,
it is, I agree.
But, like, there's, like, beautiful things, and you need to make sure it's a yin yang kind of thing. You know, you need a mixture of both of them to, like, get a full picture of what the world is. You know, like, it's just like it's showing you what it is, not what it should be. You know, it's showing you what happened. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time in the New Testament, and I loved, like, just who Jesus was and what he did and how he treated people and how he viewed people and how he, like, there was no reason he should be like that, other than that he was just trying to be good. And I admire that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And, like, the people that he hung around and the people he invited to his table, the people he spoke highly of, the people he told, like, the people he talked against too, like, I resonate with him so deeply, and I love him so much.
Totally. I can't,
like, that's just it. That's all I view of my Christianity. That added shit, I couldn't, like, I don't even
Jesus.
know. It's Jesus. I just follow Jesus, and if he says that God is good and peaceful and loving, then I'm just gonna try to believe in whatever God he believes in, not whatever God the people who are over here saying all this other stuff, you know, like, because he, like, that's it.
Do you think the Bible is, like, literally true? Like, it's all true? Like, it's real events?
I think that it, I mean, is it a big game of telephone? You know, I don't know enough about it to even tell you. Like, all I know is that when I think and read verses that just do something to me, like, every good and perfect thing comes from above. Like, just simple verses like that are almost poetic. That I'm just
for sure.
Like, oh my goodness, like, thank you. Like, it's just, like, that's what I love. Like, I couldn't tell you if, like, about Sodom and Gomorrah. Did it happen? If I have faith, I don't, like, just don't put me on the spot like that. That's not even what, you know what I mean? Like, I'm such a human. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, is it a big game of telephone? Probably not, but probably, I don't know. I don't know. I'm indecisive. I guess it's so hard for me to even, like, talk about those things because I spend so much, like, those, like, I feel like all the crazy stories happen in the Old Testament, like the splitting of the Red Seas, the burning bush, the getting swallowed by a big fish, like, all of those, like, fantastical stories, I feel like all happened in the Old Testament, and I was always encouraged to just focus on the New Testament for, like, insightful knowledge, in the Old Testament for, like, learning. Yeah. And I never really felt like, you know, I just didn't, like, I know those stories, obviously, because but I don't know.
Did you experience much racism in church?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the first church, because the first church I went to was a black church.
Oh, so, cool.
Like, it was, I didn't even, like, I knew that there was racism. I don't even think I knew that there was racism for real, but whenever I went to the second church, which was in, like, South County, and it was filled with Republicans and conservatives galore. Like, it was just, like, infested with that shit. Yeah, I definitely, and it was like backhanded racism. It was like, cause I was like I was acceptable black. I was like, I talked the right way. I looked just just the right way. Like, I was like, I made them comfortable because I was like their comfortable black friend.
Oh.
And in hindsight, I can see that, but during the time I didn't know. But I used to be called White Girl Selam. That used to be my nickname.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like not even my nickname, just what people
From
call
just
me.
friends.
Yeah, black people, white people, like anybody, they would just call me that.
Oh,
like,
man.
like, I would hate that. And like I have a best friend, I love her to death, but the things that she said and did when we were kids, and I still haven't like brought it up because like we're adults now, and I agree, we're 100 some miles apart. But if she sees this, no offense,
Bitch.
no, she's coming down in the weekend.
No, I'm kidding.
No. But yeah, at the time, at the time,
fair.
that was like
Totally
we
fair.
were both 9 or 8. But like the things that she would say, she would tell me like. She would constantly tell me about how her family's racist, and then try to invite me over to her house. And I'm like, nah, like, good.
Yeah.
And she would say things like, she told me, like, she was like, like when you're talking about like a funny story with your friends, she was telling it to me like this. She was like, the other day, my family was out to eat. And one of my brother told my other brother that if they had married a black person, that they would have to not use their last name, and they would disown them, and they would no longer be. No offense, I didn't mean to drop your last name. I know you're things like that.
I'll cut that out.
Yeah,
actually.
cut that out. Or just hide it from her. But anyways, she told me that she expected me to laugh, and I'm like, that's not funny.
It's not funny.
And like it was just like different little things like that. Like I didn't like, and it makes me not resent who I am, but it makes me a little like, I don't like the fact that I've been like drowned in European and westernized society so much that people automatically, they don't even see me for who I actually am, which is a black person. They see me as a white person. Like, what? Like, it's like, that's not even, like, they don't, and it's fucked up because they don't even see me as a white person. They just see me as a person that they feel comfortable enough to make up those kind of fucked up jokes.
Yeah.
They don't even, like, it's just, I was like, yeah, the racism that I experienced in the church specifically was, like, it was definitely, like, under the table kind of racism, and it was, like, they always fluffed it up with a compliment to make it go down easy, so that I didn't think about it later, and that they could still keep saying those things. But eventually I got out, so it was, it's fine. No, it's not fine. It's fucked up because I'm sure they're doing it to other people, but it's fucked up.
Have you ever been interested in exploring any other, like, ways of spirituality?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because, like, I don't, like, I remember I had this conversation with Brian, third shout out. We were talking about, like, he asked me, because he said something, and it brought this, it ties into what you said. I used the word, like, Zen a lot, or just, like, things that we didn't grow up using, and he just curiously asked me about those things and why I started to use those words, and if I'm converting to a different faith. And I thought about it, and I was just, like, when I actually thought about it, I was just using it as a synonym. And I don't, like, I think that there are so many things, like, so many different religions are so alike in so many different ways. Like, there's a good force and there's a not so good force, and the goal is to follow the good force and do what that good force tells you to do. And whenever I talk to people, I try to just, if two people who want understanding and truly want understanding, if they come to each other and have a conversation, I don't think there's any room for, like, judgment. And I feel like because I talk to so many different people who are of so many different religions and faith, that I spend so much time trying not to be judgmental, that I, like, not accidentally, but I kind of pick up on their beliefs, like things like meditation, or like the yin yang effect, or like the different things like that. I've because I've been talking to people of that faith or spirituality, I feel like I've just kind of like swooped it and added it on to my faith and my, like, and that's to be said of not just about Buddhism but Catholicism. There's some things about Catholicism that I admire, Like I think that there's so many beautiful religions and not one of us have it right. And
Yeah.
the person who can look at all of them and just decide what's good and what's beautiful to them is a person who can just decide their own destiny in so many different ways. So that's what I'm trying to do. Like, so I do, like, I'm not saying, I am fully, like, I identify as a Jesus follower 100%. But there are things like meditation and Zen and yoga and Pilates and even like speaking to the saints and speaking to your past loved ones, like Catholics, like just like different beautiful things. Like it's almost like hopping on, like it's almost like traveling the world.
Okay.
You know, like you're
Yeah.
just picking up different cultures and different things that they do. Like you're not gonna only eat Chinese food. You want to switch it up, get some Indian food.
Yeah.
Or like some burgers.
That's a cool perspective.
You know, you like as long as it fuels you and as long as it's good fuel and it's healthy and it's not toxic, then eat up.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know it's not like empowering to see yourself as an abused person oftentimes, but like for me it is. Like I just like it's the fact that it's a past tense. It's abused.
Yeah.
You know, it's not an ongoing thing. Like I used to wake up every day wondering if I was gonna get hit that day, and like that feel. No, like you can't explain that feeling. Like that feeling of uncertainty as a child of like what, like there's no. It's so fucked up that I cannot explain to anybody who's not experienced. I can't.
Yeah.
You know, and like the fact that that's past tense is just a sigh of relief, and I live every day in gratitude. Like I can't. It's fun. Like I don't know. I just, yeah, that's it. I just want people to know that's why I'm so open about everything and anything and everything that's happened to me. Because, like, if you know my past, then you know exactly how not even how to treat me, because you treat me how you want to treat me ultimately, but you know if you treat me a certain way, that's on you, you know? Like, that's like, you know why I'm acting the way I'm acting, and I'm trusting that you're going to be a good enough person to act the way that you should be acting around me, you know? And, like, yeah, I feel like if everyone just knew that, there would be a lot less communication and a lot less relationship issues that I've had in every relationship, like friendship, like romantic relationships, even sibling relationships, like just...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, like, there have been times where I've gone away from my faith. Like, there have been, like, months and maybe, like just months. Like, I would describe my relationship with Jesus as, like, an on again, off again kind of thing. Like, even if I'm away for now, I know I'm coming back at some point. But, yeah, in the moment, I remember when I was a kid, like when I was a child, I would go in my childhood bathroom, and I would just cry to him, and I would just talk to him, and never in that moment did I think, why am I not up there? Like, I mean, there were times where I would ask myself, like, why, like, for real, like, what have I done that caught, like, I'm, like, and I was being real with him, too. I'm like, I'm a kid. Like, why is she hurting me? I just ate some fucking strawberries. Like, what the fuck? Why did I just get hit for this?
Yeah.
You know? And, like, there were different things like that. I think the most recent moment I had like that, where I was just crying out, why, when it came to, like, why, God, like, why did you, like, help me right now? I'm literally your child. Like, I'm your baby, and I'm asking you to help me because I'm going through something traumatic. That was when my brother passed away last year.
Yeah.
And it was, like, that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
He was the youngest of all, like, it was the most, oh my goodness. But after I got done with, like, the crying and the kicking my feet and the, like, just, like, the anger and the hurt, it was, like, I just saw that pain as necessary, and I don't know, I don't think that God views earthly human pains as we do, and he has a bigger perspective, so, like, maybe we see him holding back as him ignoring us, you know, or something like that. I don't know, like, I'm just making assumptions. I don't know.
Well, so from where I stand, and it's not about me wanting to, like, disrespect anything you believe, but I would just from where I sit and from my own experience, like, I would feel like, where were you, God?
Yeah, no.
Like, do you feel like he was there?
I don't, like, I do, like, I can only speak in hindsight, and I can say I do, but I know that in the moment I didn't, because I was asking that question.
Yeah.
You know, like I was saying those exact words, like, where are you? I need you. Do something. Let me see that you exist. Like, fucking let a star twinkle. Just like any sign in the world. Like, just like comfort me, please. Like when I approached that situation when my brother passed, I didn't think the world was ever gonna be okay again. Like, I had no faith in the moment. I just wanted, like, I was just hopeless. Like, I was like, this feeling like he's literally gone forever, so I'm gonna feel this feeling forever.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's how I was functioning. That's how I was viewing. And if I was spending more time in meditation the months prior and the weeks leading up and the days to come, then perhaps I would have had a better approach. And I wouldn't have asked God why, but I don't think I wasn't, and I couldn't hear him. I was yelling, and I was so deep into, like, I was already in such a bad place that I didn't have, like, the headspace to, like,
you're processing emotions, very real emotions.
Yeah, and I use his example as, like, like that example, but there were so many other, like, not to belittle that scenario, but there were so many scenarios like that, you know, where I was like, why God? And I realized that I was just not spending that much time with him, so I couldn't even hear his why. You know, I couldn't hear his answer as to why, or I couldn't feel his comfort as I should have, or, you know. Yeah.
So the why for you is what?
Why are you far? Why is this happening, I guess? Or
Why does this immense pain happening, and why didn't you stop it from happening?
Yeah, that's what I feel, and that's why I asked that. But, like, I don't know, like, I feel like, I don't know, I haven't been able to, like, reconcile that with myself, and I doubt that I ever will in my earthly time, you know, but I'm not gonna say, like, it's my only issue with my religion or my faith, because if I was any form of religion or faith, I could find a different issue. So, like, I don't know, I don't feel like it's necessary to say that it's an issue, but it's just a thing that's happening in my faith. Is that I can't reconcile why evil, like, bad things happen in a world where a good God's in charge, you know? Yeah. And the closest thing I can think of and say, or, like, my only reasoning is that, is, like, free will. Like, if, like, God made us so that something could love him willingly, and just as we love him willingly, we have to love each other willingly, and if we don't do that, then we're going to be in chaos. I think that that's what we're living in now, because so many of us don't love each other willingly. A good God does not promote guilt and shame. That's exactly what brings you down. That's what lowers your body's vibrations, you know? Like, that's not right.
Oh, shit, there's a whole lot we could get into there, I guess.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, because I don't even know if I believe in that either.
You don't believe in bodily vibrations?
Not the way that people make it into, like, its own religion, because it's, like, kind of a whole religion
I don't see it as a religion, but I think that moderation in every form of anything.
I agree with that completely.
Like I think one thing that I've realized, and I still to this, like, just, like, you can try this out yourself, and it's just, like, everyone, like, light meat and dark meat, and, like, I trade, like, whenever I just eat, like, turkey and chicken, I feel so light, and I look like white meat raises your body's vibrations, and darker meat
I don't think that's true.
I do, because, like, it makes you feel heavy, and, like, I feel like I feel like I
feel like that's, like, for you, like, your experience.
But I don't think that lower body vibrations are necessarily bad.
Right.
I think that there's, like, I don't think it's bad to eat dark meat at all.
Why would that make any difference, like, the color of the meat?
It's I don't remember. I don't remember, but I will.
No, and, like, maybe you're right. For me, like, where I'm at, I'm always just, like, with, like, a magnifying glass of, like, my bullshit meter's like,
no,
why would that be real?
That's good. That's good. Don't just take everything as it is. But I think it's legit. Okay. Like, just, like, fast, like, going on, like, food cleanses, because we're one with the universe, and, like, like, there are things that are gonna raise our body's vibrations and lower our body vibrations, and I think that our goal is to find a yin yang of high and lower vibrations. So
balance.
Eat some dark meat, but
Yeah.
eat some vegetables.
If I've been eating only dark meat, I need to eat more
That's
light
bad.
meat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay.
you gotta find. I think like it's like synonyms. You know, yin yang, higher and lower vibrations. They're all.
Oh, so interesting.
Like, I see low vibrations as the dark part and high vibrations as the light part. Like it's a balance. Let's look at this chocolate necklace.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah, you really have like a whole cornucopia
I really,
ideas.
you should, and Ben, you have to come over to our house.
I actually have to, because I got to get some like footage of you being you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You can, okay, so you have to come over.
I want
We
to.
have this room called the meditation room, because
Nice.
ever since me and Ben got together, we've been in one room.
Yeah.
So we use my old room as a meditation room, and it's literally just like it's a compilation of all, like, there's a rosary, there's a we were gonna get a Buddha statue, there's a Bible in there, like, there's beauty in every religion.
Cool.
And, like, that's as long as you're just trying to find the beauty in good, I don't see how, you know.
So okay, then, like, honestly, am I still recording? Yeah. So, like, last question, if that's true, why identify as a Christian?
It's just because it's just what I grew up with, honestly. Like, if I grew up in a Buddhist household, I'm sure I would have liked some Christian aspects, but if still identify as a Buddhist, like, I think that I just think that that's
That makes sense.
think that that's so, like, that's just, yeah. I hope that doesn't sound like I hope that doesn't sound like I'm, like, belittling how strongly I believe in Jesus, but that's just, I'm just trying to be real with it. Like, if I was raised in a different religious household, I hope that, like, my organic real self would still identify with that, but, like, strive to learn and know other religions and grab onto their own.
That's beautiful.
Things, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's good.
I love you. Thanks for talking to me.
I love you too.
That's awesome. That was great.
That was. I'm sorry.
I'm walking without you. It's never been this way. I'm walking